Press conferences should feature nothing but mics and strategic warfare. Yet this particular encounter exploded into pure chaos.
It reminds me of like one of those budget YouTube hood movies where someone just talks about their whole life and what they've come from and talking as if they're from one of the ghettos in Iraq or Africa or somewhere like that. But you know, he's got a sob story, he's running by it, and that's what makes him feel better, so we respect it. I just kind of listened and said my piece.
And you said to him, what have you done? Tell us what you've done.
Because as I said, like, you line up all the heavyweights, he was just talking about, oh, he's this, he's that, he's that. I said, but why are you worrying about what someone else has done? What have you done as a fighter to kind of boost your ego up? But he couldn't answer it because he ain't fought no one like us.
Jake Paul performed his typical routine, smirking, prodding, crossing boundaries, until Anthony Joshua rose like someone who's finished tolerating digital clout and mockery. Within seconds, AJ confronted him directly, furious, dialed in, showing Jake that this isn't some prank platform, this is big boy boxing territory.
Yeah, if I'm gonna be honest, I'm gonna break his face, I'm gonna break his body up, I'm gonna stomp all over him. That's my mentality, right? That's a fighter's mentality, and I know what's in my heart, I know what's in my mind, and I'm here to compete. I'm here to prove myself that I'm the better fighter, so I'm looking forward to it, and I'll do that until I finish fighting, no matter who it is.
Doesn't matter. We'll clash right now, we'll clash the next day, he declared. And suddenly, the venue appeared far too cramped for egos this massive. Guards intervened, tensions escalated, and equipment trembled as spectators erupted like they'd just seen the opening bell of the actual battle. One element became absolutely obvious in that instant. Jake Paul may have believed this was just promotional genius, but AJ immediately converted it into legitimate combat, the type where emotions take damage well before physical injuries occur.
Look, Netflix have spent a lot of money, MVP have spent a lot of money, and Jake would look like a plonker if he pulled out the fight now after giving it the big one. And he knows that, and this fight's happening, you know, and that they think, look, one thing I'll say is this, if there was ever a good time to fight Anthony Joshua, it's probably now. Right? Coming out of what will be 14 months of inactivity. By the way, he's also been in training camp for 4 weeks or 5 weeks, the time comes around. He's having to make weight. Maybe the confidence isn't where it has been in his career. So yeah, you can start dressing it.
Gliding directly from all that press conference mayhem and immediately into Teddy Atlas' domain, we're abruptly positioned beside the boxing family feast while Uncle Teddy drops scalding wisdom on the dinner spread. And understand, when an icon like Teddy begins declaring, listen, don't be surprised if Jake Paul legitimately possesses a shot, you nearly spit out your beverage.
It's a choice of where people want to go to watch. It's still their choice. Before we look at all the reasons why Joshua should smash him, he's a pro fighter, two-time Olympian, two-time heavyweight champ, you know, bigger, stronger, you know, highest level of fighting at this weight class. I mean, he should destroy him like he destroyed Ngannou. And a lot of people will use that comparison. But styles make fights. And Jake Paul's not going to fight him or the way Ngannou fought him.
The veteran dissects it like he's investigating a mystery. Jake's fresher, Jake's quicker, Jake's craftier with those calculated contractual stipulations. And Anthony Joshua? He hasn't competed in ages. He's dropping pounds like he's preparing for a runway assignment. And psychologically, who's certain which edition of AJ enters that squared circle? Teddy's essentially providing us an inventory of elements the online crowd failed to acknowledge. Like how Jake merely lasting 8 frames might qualify as a victory in Jake Paul universe.
Where maybe Paul has some advantages. He's younger. His feet are a little faster. I know he's not at that level of a fighter, I get it, but his feet are faster. Joshua's feet are not that fast, closing gaps, getting to somebody. To hit him, even if you're better than him, you still got to get to him to hit him. Also, Joshua Last time he fought was over a year. He hasn't fought. He was basically retired. Where's his mind at?
He additionally references Netflix attorneys like they're protecting the destiny of civilization, claiming they're not approving a broadcast catastrophe production. And you, me, everyone are reacting there like, is Teddy Atlas genuinely suggesting this shot could somewhat make logic? It's exactly when you realize this match has legitimately transformed from spectacle to laboratory test to perhaps, quite possibly, we shouldn't ridicule too loudly right now.
I'm just putting it out there that before you just say, yeah, it's got to be Joshua, don't discount how smart Mr. Paul has been so far. I wouldn't count him out in the ways that I just laid it out.
Gliding directly from Teddy Atlas, converting the Jake Paul against AJ spectacle into a mental drama, we plunge immediately into Dave Allen, and this guy is talking like the barkeep who's witnessed far too many insane tales to trust anything these days. He's positioned there examining BoxRec like it's a detective scene document, verifying Jake Paul's previous adversaries, just to confirm his vision isn't deceiving him. And you, me, we're agreeing, because this pairing genuinely does seem like somebody pressed the shuffle feature on pugilism.
I reckon this kid, Jake Paul, could win an area title, definitely. I really think he could. He trains hard. I respect all of that. I respect him for what he's doing. Brilliant, you're having a go, amazing. But he's now fighting arguably a top heavyweight of the last 10, 15 years. One, it's dangerous. We're talking like it's a real fight. The whole thing I've been doing right now is based on it's a real fight. They're both going to try and flatten each other.
Dave begins reciting Jake's history like a comedy lineup. Internet star? Confirmed. Hoops player? Confirmed. Combat athletes who hung up gloves before TikTok launched? Confirmed. When he mentions Tommy Fury? Pleasant fellow, but regional championship caliber at maximum. I guarantee even my beverage stops to pay attention. Allen awards Jake his recognition. Elite 3 heavyweight of the previous years against the dude who previously weighed stone battling internet stars. Man, even reasoning is attempting to tap away. And then Dave Allen executes what every genuine boxing intellect ultimately does. He voices the silent part aloud. This is risky, not humorous. Risky. Heavyweight knockout mode. Risky.
He's dangerous. He's not a heavyweight, he's a cruiserweight, if that. Turned pro at 13-2. And he wasn't a kid, he was 23 years of age. He wasn't a kid, he's not grown into heavyweight. He boxed us 5 months ago at 14-3. Might cut a bit of weight, might come down from 15 stone, but it's dangerous, really. It's dangerous, very dangerous, because if Anthony Joshua hits him on the chin, he will put him to sleep.
The instant AJ connects cleanly, Jake could begin questioning why the planet suddenly displays 2 satellites. And Dave isn't being malicious. He genuinely desires AJ drops Jake down cleanly. Jake rises, everybody gathers their pile of cash, and we all proceed without a medical emergency. But he also delivers us with the doomsday possibility. What if AJ legitimately damages him? What occurs to the regulation, the organizers, the entire discipline? And as he's voicing all this, we're positioned here with that identical anxious smile because yeah, it's all entertainment and jokes until a heavyweight missile contacts a cruiserweight chin. Dave concludes it flawlessly. He'll observe it the identical method you observe a big top trick that appears thrilling but could conclude with emergency responders.
The intrigue is there to watch it for me, yeah, I will watch it. The same way I would go to the circus to watch, to be entertained by something a bit mad. But Anthony Joshua for taking the fight, I'm not sure. It's a lot of money to turn down, to be fair. But if Anthony Joshua goes in there with Jake Paul, plays nicely, wins on points, takes longer than 2 or 3 rounds, reputation with the casual public done. I'll watch it if he's holding him up and playing nicely. I'll understand. I'll watch it and think, well, he could have stopped it.
Gliding from Dave Allen, analyzing the AJ against Jake spectacle like a person examining an amusement facility security handbook, we arrive immediately into Steve Fart, the individual who's been within the Jake Paul training, consuming jabs for morning meals and observing this insanity develop personal. And Steve appears like that particular buddy who declares, yeah man, it's wild, but listen to me out, while gripping a parachute. He's informing us Jake's psychology is the genuine unpredictable factor. The fellow genuinely genuinely trusts he can defeat Anthony Joshua. And truthfully, that type of persistent belief is half the explanation this match even happens. Steve's fundamentally claiming Jake has been eager to demonstrate layers, to validate he's beyond the internet star with the powerful hand. But commercial strategy can't maintain providing him ex-NBA athletes and partially retired MMA fighters.
Joshua, he's accomplished everything in boxing, from Olympic gold medal to now a two-time undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. So I think as far as him taking this fight, if anybody deserves to go and have a fun fight like this, it is Anthony Joshua. And Jake, he is kind of showing that he'll fight anyone.
Currently, he ultimately receives to examine the complete package versus a person who strikes like a runaway appliance. This is like bypassing driving instruction and joining the Formula Primary competition. Admirable, but somewhat frightening. And Steve's out here affirming like, yep, let's witness what occurs. Then the questioner presents the typical UK discussion. Is AJ chinny? And Steve responds like somebody just disrespected his grandmother's recipes. He analyzes it down perfectly. Heavyweight strikes aren't gentle touches, they're cosmic impacts. Ruiz, Dubois, Klitschko, those fellas could place anybody on the floor. And when they inquire if Jake has strength to damage AJ, Steve transforms complete researcher. Speed is strength. Translation, threat doesn't constantly show up wearing a giant cloak. Sometimes it approaches wearing Nike mobility.
And why is he chinning? Because he got stopped by Daniel Dubois and Ruiz. Listen, this is a contact sport, like if you get hit, the human body's not made to be getting punched in the face. If you get hit, especially by these guys, Andy Ruiz, who's a good puncher, Dubois, we know is a big puncher. You get hit clean, you're gonna go, you're possibly gonna go down, especially those guys, 230, 40, 50 pound guys.
He claims Jake is rapid, precise, chaotic, but he also confesses Joshua isn't arriving to perform patty cake. The person's training for Tyson Fury following, and Jake is attempting to interrupt that celebration like a surprise antagonist. So the inquiry isn't can Jake connect, it's will he endure what connects back? And that tension is precisely why you and I are calculating the days like children anticipating for a thrill ride to descend. This entire AJ against Jake Paul journey is portion action film, portion laboratory experiment. Joshua converted the press conference into opening zero. He's preparing like a monarch, refining his throne, and Jake is out here rewriting the narrative with wild belief in heavyweight training associates. Teddy Atlas is cautioning us not to dismiss the sneaky elements. Dave Allen is labeling it thrilling, but genuinely risky. And Steve Gronard is claiming psychology plus speed might make this way wilder than people believe.
But I would imagine he's going to come. He's going to be on his P's and Q's. He knows there'll be a lot of eyes on him for this fight, so he's going to be looking to make a statement, because I think they have plans of him fighting Tyson Fury next. So I think he's going to take this very seriously, and Jake's definitely taking it very seriously, and he's going to try to ruin the plan.
At the conclusion of the day, if AJ appears focused in, it could be a rapid good day. But if Jake endures long enough to make us lift an eyebrow, we're about to observe one of the most divisive surprises boxing's ever witnessed. Now, throw your forecast in the comments. Who triumphs? How long does it survive? And is there any dimension where Jake accomplishes it off? And don't ever neglect to like, share, and subscribe to Boxing Signals. See you in the following one.